Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 228 of Dissonant Waves. Take two, everybody. Sometimes it just happens. Take two.
Yeah, hello.
Domino, Ritz, and
Hello.
Trix. We're having a hell of a time, a hell of a month, hell of a week, hell of a year, really.
I'm eating ribs.
After interviews and mini-sodes, we're finally back. Continue on from where we last left off. And Trix wasn't there,
Yeah.
but Trix is now here.
Yes.
Because Trix is here, we can finally talk about Angine de Poitrine. And what is
Yes.
the other group called? La POEXE?
La Poisse. It's just, I think
I've
it's
got to
like
be honest.
French for the poetry.
So, Dominic, in the last episode, I said, shit, I forgot to listen to Angine de Poitrine outside of Volume 2,
Yeah.
which I definitely did listen to Volume 2, Tricks. I listened to Volume 2. It fucks.
It does.
But I forgot to listen to absolutely everything else, and I was like, well, over the next time, but by the time Trix gets here, I'll have the chance to listen to it. And then I died.
Yeah, you were sick there for like a week.
I'm still kind of coughing up shit on occasion. I just when I get a respiratory tract, I don't know. This is one of those fuck man, life really sucks because long COVID has gone and affected everyone, and now we just keep coughing up shit after the sickness for 3 weeks. But that's just where we are.
Yeah, I feel like even my respiratory shit has stayed longer than it used to. That's also I'm getting older. But who knows?
It's fun to live in this society, but
we
because
live in a society.
Because of that, it took me a while to even get into the stuff this week, let alone last week. But hey, we got there.
And I listened to this stuff weeks ago now, so I've not listened to anything recently. I might forget some of this stuff, and that's okay. How it is.
So for everyone who thinks that this might be the shittest episode, probably not even top 10.
Probably. I'm still eating ribs.
We've had some bad episodes, but that's the beauty of this. We don't care about quality. We just say shit. We don't back it up. We refuse to elaborate. Leaves.
We're doing it live. Fuck it, we're doing it live. Anyway.
We are shitting our pants live.
I was going to say, before we talk about, because I assume we'll talk about Angine de Poitrine first, and then we'll talk about the albums that we're doing. But we're having a nice little chat about Eurovision for a second there, weren't we?
Sure.
Yeah.
Eurovision. Yeah, let's have a five-minute chat. For obviously, this has been probably I guess the worst year for Eurovision. Obviously, the whole Israel boycott is in full force, and full credit to the countries that just decided to say "fuck you." We don't even want to participate anymore.
Yeah,
because that's awesome, and it also goes to show like last year when there was kind of the whole was Israel botting it. The fact that Ireland gave them 12 votes and has pulled out this year is probably proof that Israel was botting it last year.
Yeah,
they were probably botting it this year. I didn't check the results. For those who haven't seen the results, by the time that this episode's up, it's been 3 weeks. You had a fucking chance. Bulgaria won. There was absolutely no way that Eurovision would have actually let Israel win because the amount of fucking countries that would pull out the second that this happens, like for every country that likes to say that they're okay with Israel's actions, they better then have backed it up by going to Israel for Eurovision. I guarantee you, a lot more pulls out when they realize it's being hosted there.
Jesus. I have not seen any of it. I typically have not watched Eurovision in years. My roommate saw some of it. He told me it was weird. It seemed to be all about Israel at this point, whether in fact or just by virtue of them being there.
It was weird because the telecast vote basically put them up to first until Bulgaria got into the lead at the very end. So it made it seem like, oh, will Israel win? Will Israel win? When realistically, they had one of the most boring performances. And I say that, and we bought fucking Delta Goodrem out. So it's not like we had a great performance either. I mean, apparently a lot of people liked it, and the audience polls had Australia as number 1, and jury had it pretty high, but apparently came only 9th. So, I don't know. Eurovision's fucking weird. But I did watch it. Eurovision is a tradition, and yeah, I prefer it and it's probably a hot take, but I think I've been going downhill since Conchita Wurst. I think Conchita Wurst put a good performance and deserved to win that year. Don't get me fucking wrong. The problem is that everybody since then has done just fucking Oscar bait, which I kind of like Bulgaria for the sense that it wasn't this overly dramatic kind of. Yeah, I like Eurovision when it was actually gay, that camp gay, but now it's just straight up teen drama gay. You know the difference, Dominic. You know what I'm on about?
Glee.
It's the theater kids versus the people who are living life openly.
Yeah, I miss you. Epic Sax Guy was a great Eurovision meme, and that's camp.
Epic Sax Guy was my first introduction to Eurovision. I had never heard of it before that.
And it's this muscular Asian dude who's or it looks like he's got a bit of Asian ethnicity. I could be completely wrong. It's been a while. Who doesn't even have any sleeves on, and is playing the saxophone in such an outlandish way. It's perfect. I remember Eurovision when we had the random people playing the toy guitar. It was all just so camp. It was beautiful. And I watched this Eurovision this year, and shout out to Greece. They had at least a fun performance. Shout out to Moldova. They had a fun performance. But just everything else we put aside the whole recent controversy. It's just gone downhill because so many fucking performances are just way too serious. I don't give a fuck what Europe says. Like, oh no, they put a good song out or that. I never fucking watched Eurovision because I wanted quality songs. I watched it because I wanted both European politics with the voting and camp songs with the songs. If anyone else says that they wanted it for anything differently, I'm sorry, you're watching it for the wrong reasons. So, like, when it comes to the whole Israel boycott and stuff like that, for me, I didn't vote. I wasn't going to pay to give Eurovision the center or anything like that. I think that's fair. But also, like, I do want to catch up on European politics. And this is the only way I know how.
Why is Israel in the competition? My question.
Because it's not actually. It's the same. You can ask the same question of why is Australia in the competition?
I think
because despite
Australia makes more sense.
Despite it sounding like it's all a part of like the European Union or Europe. I mean, UK is not a part of the European Union, but they're still in there. It's the European.
I think it's only called Eurovision to keep US out.
Yeah. Well,
there's rumors. That's all it is.
It's the European Broadcasting Union that it's actually part of, which it's not associated anything with Europe, like specifically with Europe. It's got outside of stuff in there. And Israel's been in there for a while, and they've paid their way to get in there, as Israel likes to do. I mean, there's rumors now that Canada's going to join, but I have a feeling that's also because Eurovision realizes there's a lot of countries that they're losing and wants to get it back. And that is the shittest part, and it's probably the best boycott that they can do. Because the fact that countries are fucking leaving it meant that it just they kind of just rushed through it this time.
Yeah, I mean they're ruining their own reputation.
Yeah, basically, and all they have to do to fix it is kick Israel out.
Yeah, I mean, no one wants them there except for the people who politically say they do, and I doubt they actually do.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I don't know. I can remember like Eurovision being a lot funner. Even that year that Israel won, like, yeah, it's shit to think of it now. I mean, 2018. I'm not going to act like I was as knowledgeable of the Israel-Palestine situation in 2018 as I am now.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
But it's still happening.
Oh.
Yes, absolutely.
And even then, just Eurovision as a product felt more entertaining. It's weird. It's just...
I mean, I think it's just like everything else. People were more willing to have fun and be more optimistic 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. I think they've really shot themselves in the foot by trying to keep it as apolitical as possible.
It's impossible. Because you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. And by trying to be as apolitical as possible, you've ended up having a political stance.
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, everyone's all doom and gloom. Everything's evil now. That's just what it feels like. So, of course,
I love the
Eurovision's just going to fucking go along with it.
But seriously, the thing about them coming second and all these times, their performances are fucking boring. I'm not even trying to put into politics anymore. I'm just talking about the actual performance. It's if you asked me to name one moment that happened in Israel's performance, I can't even fucking tell you. I forgot who the
I
fuck it
haven't
was.
seen it.
I can remember. I would have voted for UK if I voted for Look Mum No Computer. They only got one vote from the jury and no votes from telecasting. But that dude at least seemed like he was having fucking fun.
That's fun, at
I
least.
follow that dude.
That's an important part.
It was
performance.
kind of camp, and that's what I want. But also, Eurovision didn't even vote UK the year that they put years and years in. So
I forgot that he was doing that, but yes, indeed.
although if there is one thing we can celebrate that Eurovision has decided against this year, is that all the people voting made sure that Boy George wouldn't be in the final. You got one thing right, Eurovision.
Yeah.
Euro trash.
Which means that the score is 1.4, 99 against. But speaking of Canada, Trix, you wanna talk about the thing you didn't get a chance to talk about last time?
Well, can I at least finish introducing the albums?
Well, we're gonna do that after we're done Angine de Poitrine, since that was last time.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm just picking some rib out of my teeth. Angine de Poitrine. These guys rip so hard. I found them just scrolling YouTube, and I actually found out about them closer to Halloween because they were I was re-listening to an old episode of a podcast I enjoyed, and I heard them on the outro music. I'm like, oh shit, okay. But yeah, they've been around for a bit. I also wanted to talk about their earlier group, the Poetry.
Yes.
But these dudes rip.
I remember liking this. I still remember liking it.
I remember I liked Volume 1 fine, but this definitely is an improvement.
It definitely is, and I think the visuals also add to it.
Yes.
Because
the costumes, the guitars,
the fucking foot wizardry he does.
Yeah, it's a whole look. And I was asking, like, why is it always these French or French adjacent group duos doing weird shit like?
It's an STD that was created in France.
Like they're doing, it's like Daft Punk, it's like Justice, but it's different.
Yeah. They're
the
Canadian this time.
Yeah, the polka dots are a nice touch. The interview was very funny.
Yes, they can't go. Shopping takes 33 minutes because they run so many famous people.
All the screeching and like clicking they do, very
yes, and the dice.
And they're kin and
very interesting band.
Yeah, if they were stupid, they would have called themselves Keck.
Yes, Kun and Kleck.
Yes. Though I will say, I did also enjoy their earlier stuff.
Oh, their earlier stuff also riffs.
Yes.
Like you can tell these two have been working together for like well over a decade, and like they're just locked in on another level.
Yes.
This is like, to me, this is like wizardry.
Probably. Part of me is like, it's kind of like other stuff we listen to in a way, but it is interesting. They do make it sound good, which is the important thing.
Yes,
but I feel
this is more microtonal than King is.
Yeah, you appreciate it on a different level than I do.
Yes, being the musician and the one into experimental music and experimental notation and instrument building, this is like entirely up my alley.
Yeah. And you somehow called like a trend before it even happened, because now they're fucking everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like
that one
that KEXP has like 14 million views or something.
And that's even 2 million above when I saw it.
But
like
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's getting seen.
Yeah. And like I think another reason this is blowing up is because it's like the antithesis of AI art. It's very human. It's very unique. No computer could replicate it.
Maybe that's why they're aliens, because they want to be completely separated from anything like that.
Probably.
I mean,
I just like math rock. This is math rocky.
yes.
It's not like
Fair.
math rock emo math rock. It's the classic art math rock. Gets a good giggle from me.
The shit rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
these guys
you put
are
aside.
here to stay.
Well, I was gonna say, like, you can even just put aside the whole kind of like aesthetic that Angine de Poitrine puts in, which is cool. You know, it separates. I sometimes I wonder when with big pop acts and stuff like that. When I feel like, oh, is this just like, who the fuck is this or anything like that? But then, you know, I realize that sometimes it's actually good to not have to have any personal attachment to
Yeah.
an artist itself to enjoy the art, and that's kind of like with people who have who criticize the whole like masked persona that people put on. Well, it's kind of like, well, also that's kind of what they're doing. It is separating themselves from the art and just putting out art, and that's, you know, what Angine de Poitrine is, and it makes it
Yes.
good because then the art can just speak for itself. I don't need to know a person's fucking personal life to enjoy any of this shit.
No,
I could just
although I
put it on and
deeply
like
want to know more about Con and Kleck as characters because that whole interview was just like out of a Douglas Adams novel.
Is this kind of like, goes back to Tism, right? Where, you know, like, part of the fun is kind of wondering who they are, but also just being fully inculcated in their characters.
Yes.
Which on that, apparently Tism was charged $18,000 by the Opera House
Incredible.
in damage repairs.
Jesus.
Incredible. I love them.
But also, is this kind of like the Quebec response to Sleep Token?
I don't know if you
This
know what
is
Sleep Token
So
sounds
much
like.
better than Sleep Token,
I
my guy.
don't.
Yeah.
But I know that Sleep Token's like another anonymous type band.
Okay, so
We can say that about Ghost.
let's put it this way.
Slipknot.
You got two mystery bags here, Dominic. But you do know what's in each mystery bag. One of it is a plane ticket to Quebec and back with full accommodation, and the other one's meant to be lit on fire because it's certainly just got a bag of shit in there. That's basically what you're comparing here at the moment.
Yeah.
I saw Sleep Token live open for Bring Me the Horizon because I wanted. This is one of those cases of I hadn't seen Bring Me the Horizon live. I thought the openers with Make Them Suffer and Dane were kind of cool if I could get a cheap ticket, and I also wanted to see what Sleep Token would be like since I'd basically only heard the summoning once at that time. I decided, all right, fuck it, I'll get a cheap ticket off Tixel, give them a go live, and see how it goes. And I still stand by that of the whole of 2024, where I saw 156 gigs, that Sleep Token was the worst set of them all.
And I remember you saying that, and at the time, you know, I didn't really know who they were, and so that didn't really mean a lot to me. Now I've seen them on stuff though.
And their shit, I don't give a shit about the whole Master Persona stuff for Sleep Token, because that's a case of their art is just shit.
That's fine. I'm just curious if, like, is there something in like the trend right now that's preferring stuff like this, or is it kind of like
it's always been there.
It's so much more comparable to just go to Daft Punk because it has a similar kind of housey vibe. Well, it's got a similar housey vibe more than it does to Sleep Token.
Sure, absolutely, and I've talked about that before. It feels like it's molded after Daft Punk a lot.
Yeah. Well, and like it's easy to go like, oh, French speaking master duo, yeah, Daft Punk. But I'm saying if we are going to compare, you can't listen to Fabian and say that doesn't have a house vibe to it.
I can see that. It's very loop heavy.
Yeah.
He's playing everything live, which is just impressive as fuck to me.
From your ear, is everything played perfectly?
No, but it works. He's good enough. Kleck, the drummer, is doing a shit ton of the heavy lifting in this band. The drums are phenomenal, and would not be the same without them.
I believe it.
But it's 98% there. Oh, my bass took a fell. It's fine. But yeah, 98% there, which is for this impressive.
Yeah. I can only imagine how much work goes into like practicing in that kind of costume.
I want to know what click track wizardry they do.
In a way, I'm sure it's probably easy to play a click track underneath that giant head.
Oh, yeah, they for sure have IMs.
Yeah.
But honestly, I want the best for these guys because they just seem like they're having fun.
I have every week that has passed that this has been around more, I feel like I'm enjoying it more and more. First, I was very much like, this is just more Daft Punk shit. What are we doing?
They grow on you. It's like syphilis.
Yes. Right, Manny? Like syphilis.
I mean, that's what the polka dots are. It's syphilis. But these guys rock. I know Ritz didn't listen to La Poisse, which is them in human costume, I guess they want to be known as. But it also rips. It's instead of a double neck, it's just a baritone guitar.
It's a little more heavy.
Yeah, and there's some like guttural screams.
Yeah.
It rocks.
I really enjoyed this too. Like in a different but also equally impressive way.
Yeah, they're groovy. There's groove.
Like Grosdor is on the playlist.
Like every time I put on volume 2 in the kitchen, it killed every time.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's not hard either because they're like the hotness right now. Fits, right? It feels good.
Well, I also work with a lot of Gen X who don't really use the internet too much. So I got to introduce this band to a bunch of people, and they're like, "Oh shit, this rocks! Why does it sound weird? And why do I like it?"
Whenever someone says there's no new good music out there, and just fucking put this on, I'll be like, tell me that again.
You know what's wild? My father likes these guys now, and he hates microtonal music.
Uniter of people, a bringing together of generations.
Yes. Wild. Anyways, these guys rock.
You should listen to it, Trix or Ritz.
I've got a lot to catch up on in my life, but I feel like with that, let's catch up on what we're actually doing this week.
Yes.
We are 25 minutes in. It's time to talk about what we're actually covering this week. Trix, you also picked Shakey Graves live at Belly Up to get something on the board.
Yep. It was my birthday. I was going through a dark time, and it's a tradition for me to torture Ritz with some Shakey Graves for our birthday.
Ritz, you chose My Wife's and Angels. Keep honking. I'm about to fucking kill myself.
Yep.
And I said, let's keep going from Limp Bizkit the week before and do Britney Spears in the Zone. Kevin Federline's Playing with Fire. And because the Chop Shop thing had just happened, Dead Butterfly's new single, Thorns.
So let's just get the single out of the way because it's like a single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead Butterflies.
I like Dead Butterflies. I feel like you could have waited a bit. Dominic, they have an album coming out. I'm pretty sure it's on it.
Yes.
I also wanted to put something on just in case we all hated Britney Spears and Kevin Federline that much. So something salvageable was kind of the throw there. And I like this. This was nice.
I like Dead Butterflies. I think I like the more kind of ska sound that I heard in Ramona that I heard. It's not a ska album, it's just that it has this kind of instrumentation happening at times in it.
And they had some like brassy stuff going on in the show, and the singing I felt like was definitely a unique twist on like what is traditionally more of an emo thing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this song specifically because they had to start it over at one point, and it's like, yeah, that kind of sticks out in your head a little bit when you hear that melody. and it starts over again. Like, okay, I'm kind of internalizing this now.
Yeah.
So, cool little single. Yeah, we'll probably cover the album too, but throwing it out there is a little appetizer.
Hell yeah. A little appetasty.
Anyway, what do we want? Is there anything else anyone wants to say about it? Otherwise, we can move on.
Nah, I just like Dead Butterflies. You know what I want to move on to? I really want to pull the Band-Aid off because
all right,
I want to know what Trix thinks before she dies to alcohol poisoning on Kevin Federline or Federline.
Hey Fed,
whoever this fuckwit is, I don't think I've heard of him in my life, man. Which
no, I haven't either.
God, you guys are fucking lucky. Fucking me, mid-2000s, at my gayest, but not knowing it. So I'm like obsessed with pop culture, and like when Britney Spears was going through her tough times in the mid-2000s, Kevin Federline was the husband, and their whole divorce and child custody thing was fucking everywhere. And he was like a backup dancer, and he was with somebody else, and then he met Britney, and yada yada yada. He's in a million music videos. He was kind of a nothing and got shot to fame because he was dating Britney.
Well,
I think you just summed it up. This is another white rapper.
Yes. Yes, it is one of the worst reviewed fucking albums on Metacritic.
And I do believe we have enough of those.
I wanna probably say a line which I don't know if I will retract later, but I feel like I won't. I feel like D.D. King had more honesty than this dude did.
Oh no, 100%.
Oh god.
I feel like D.D. King rapping about how he is half German. He's somehow more of an actual kind of personal song or kind of expression of someone than any single fucking thing off this album is. This is I have seen many a time where people get boastful, but Kevin, seriously, I don't fucking know you, dude. I don't care. America's most hated. Sure, why not? Why not, man? Like I can't know if that's true or not because I don't know who the fuck you are. So just sure.
I mean, it's peak paparazzi. It's peak trashy American culture, obsessing over pop stars and fame and everything else. And here's this guy.
If I was made to feature on this album, I would have divorced him too.
Hi, Manny.
I mean, when you write verses like that start with like Jesus in every way am crucified and slain, watch me die while I rise on the seventh day, you are saying so much shit, and you have nothing to back you up with.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah, in our last election campaign, Peter Dutton was leading the polls and looking to change the whole situation of our government from Labour to Liberal pretty quickly because he had ran attack ad after attack ad after attack ad, and basically it shot Albanese down and made everyone pretty against Labour. And then by the end of the election, we can put on the whole Donald Trump influence and stuff later, but by the end of the election campaign, the most important question came in, and it was for Dutton. So now that you've shown that Labour is incompetent, how do you plan to fix it? And there was silence, and everybody realized that this dude had no idea what the fuck he was on about, and Liberals lost in a landslide. That is what this album feels like.
So, yes, I can see that. So before the album came out, there was a single called Papazao, which is like a Brazilian kind of influence that was supposed to be like the lead single of the album, but was so rejected and supposed to be so bad that he took it off the album.
Wild.
Coward. At this point, you can't make this worse. I genuinely think this is one of the worst things you've listened to on this podcast.
Yeah, it's not great.
Compare it to Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, it's worse. It's worse than Limp Bizkit.
It's worse than Limp Bizkit.
Yes.
Fat it out.
This feels like Pete Hegseth is fucking doing a thing.
It's just simply put. It just feels so insincere. It feels so annoying. And it doesn't even have the benefit of being some amateur production or anything like that, where you could just go, well, at least it was someone trying. This is somebody who had way more backing than they should have been given.
Yes.
And way more of an allowance to do this. We've covered some DIY stuff on here, which we haven't liked. So there's been some stuff where I've criticized where I said, look, at a certain point the production is so dog shit I can't actually hear anything and stuff like that. And I prefer all of that to this. Just because actually being able to listen to this is its biggest drawback.
Yeah, this
It's
is
not. It's not fucking music. It's a torture device.
Like, I'm sure he can dance fine, but this is somebody that doesn't have like talent being given the golden ticket to do whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Is this what's playing in the Israeli Eurovision dungeon?
I think Israeli Eurovision was more entertaining.
Well, I'm saying in the dungeon of Israeli Eurovision.
No.
Or is that too cruel?
I think that's not allowed. I think they have a little bit of heart in that one. Guantanamo Bay, maybe though.
I mean, there's
Fair.
so few reactions to like listening to the album, and then a song like "Dance with the Pimp" comes on, and it just feels like it just gets worse. It bottoms out even more.
Yep. See if we can get some of the classic lyrics of this album up. It's
What's wild is that single you're talking about that's Brazilian shit is the only thing that's like properly on streaming.
Yes. Yeah, this was a YouTube upload that somebody put up that I sourced from because I guess he, realized maybe this isn't good. Maybe I shouldn't put this out. If only he realized that in the mid 2000s.
Yep. One of us has to find this on CD.
Oh, I'm sure I could. I can't imagine that being too hard.
I love the description of Kevin Federline on Genius. Kevin Federline is best known for being Britney Spears' husband from 2004 to 2007. That's it.
Yes.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. It's fucking wild.
You look at some of these lyrics, and it's dance with a pimp, dance with a pit, it go right, left, back to front, you can find me in the VIP rolling the blunt. Like, you're just trying to do a whole album that's just like, I'm fucking strippers, and I'm doing weed.
Like, that's like his dance number.
Come on. Sure, man, I'm sure you are.
Like, he wants to prove himself to be, like, the better parent of the two. I feel like you just fucking put this on at the divorce hearing. You lose all credibility.
Yeah.
Would hope so. I
also
this music was never gonna hold up anyway.
No,
but there's no way it was ever like. I can't even see a time where this is good, but I can only see a time, I guess, where the topics were a bit more, and I guess it was early noughties. But like, it's just, man, I really didn't want to listen to 50 minutes of some dude I don't know boasting. I should have just spent the time gooning instead. At least someone would have had fun.
I'm going to apologize for a next episode, trust me. I'm going to give you something a lot better to listen to.
Okay. I got something fun for next episode. I got 2 fun albums.
Now, take a shot every time this man references pancakes in this fucking album. Holy shit.
No.
I could not pay attention to lyrics when I was listening to this.
Quote, pancake, I'm Batman.
Fuck.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot that one.
There's like something I'll say stoned on the line during brunch.
I like there's the one part where they got someone else to sing the chorus about unprivilege, and that was easily the best moment on the album because it wasn't him.
Yeah.
I do love the chorus that Britney Spears does, and they say I'm crazy for loving you. And eventually you realize that.
And then also the voicemails sound like shit.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of the voicemails we've heard, at least you can understand what they're fucking saying, even if we don't like them.
Yeah.
This one,
When the pen hits the pad, it's in the left hand. Every single word is worth 30 grand, or maybe more. Don't think they understand how much cake the pancake man had.
Why the pancakes though? That's what I don't get.
Kevin, don't write an album when you're hungry.
Maybe the dude just loves pancakes.
Yeah.
I gotta show you my birthday pancake.
But all pancake songs that are on this album are crushed by Adventure Time just going bacon pancakes for 5 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Chart performance. Playing with Fire sold 6,000 copies in its first week, debuting at number 151 on the Billboard 200. As of January 22nd, 2007, the album had sold over 16,000 units in the United States.
Check out that pancake I posted.
Nobody gave a shit, according to Wikipedia. Again, a 15 out of 100 on Metacritic. It's crazy.
Too high.
Yeah, too high.
There are very few albums in which I can say, yeah, this might not have the downgrade of having something so bad that I absolutely fucking hate it. But it's probably got a downside worse, in which I would say I don't think there's actually a single redeemable thing about this album. The features are not redeemable. I'm not gonna go into some pro Britney stance and say that she actually has a good feature on this. She doesn't. Nothing is good on this fucking album.
No, nothing is. And the best
It
parts
does.
again
It doesn't.
just because he's not there.
Doesn't have the benefit of, oh well, at least they were trying something different, but they got it absolutely fucking wrong. It's just so generic. It's so boring. It basically requires having to give a shit about this dude's personal life to enjoy it. But he seems just like a general douchebag anyway, so I don't fucking care.
Still looks like a douchebag.
Kinda. Usually I'd feel bad about bullying people, but I don't.
No.
Shit album, seems like a shit person.
He's got 6 kids.
Damn, does he know?
Probably more he doesn't know about.
Here's a random quote from his Wikipedia page. He was featured as an ice sculpture in fast food restaurant chain Jack in the Box's television commercial in 2015.
Thank fuck that's probably melted.
God. I'm so glad the 2000s are over.
Yeah.
This shit was everywhere. It was all shit like this. The most fucking surface level, banal, terrible shit. Like, things are bad now, but things are, like, evil bad. This is just fucking lazy bad.
I'm gonna see if I can find that Jack in the Box commercial.
Well, I think that's good on K-Fed.
Kevin, if you're listening to this podcast, let it be known that every single word that I've said has come from the bottom of my heart. This sucked. You suck.
From everything I've seen on your pages, on your Wikipedia that I've listened to, I'm still really curious to see you in that episode of the Drew Carey Show, but that is it.
Yeah.
I'm immediately burning my Kevin Federline poster.
Why did you have one?
Just so I could burn it.
You want to know how hard they were pushing him at this time? He was on fucking WWE.
I can believe that.
He was
like
fighting John Cena.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Jesus. Oh. I'm glad that you brought this up, just so I have a new standard of. I think this has to be easily it could quite potentially be the worst thing we've ever covered.
I mean, LMFAO is there.
Yeah, it's I think it's between those.
LMFAO.
I still can't hate LMFAO.
LMFAO was offensive enough to me that I couldn't even finish the fucking thing. It was pretty hard to finish.
I want to cover Party Rock Mansion.
I know you
at
do.
some point.
I feel like this is the type of behavior in songwriting that led to the shit that LMFAO was singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But somehow they did it in a way that, while still being like not super talented and kind of sellout, was not this.
No.
Like fucking they got Lil Jon doing shots. You know, it's like everyone fucking remembers that.
Yeah.
Can we go on to something else?
Have you
Yeah.
guys read any of the
Can we
YouTube
talk
comments
about
on this album?
Can we talk about
Yeah,
something
the
happy?
YouTube comments that talk about if you listen to it at like 1.25 speed, it's actually better.
I remember I saw one comment that was like, "This is better than Eminem."
Yeah, the album that finally answers the question: what if Eminem was good?
Yeah.
See, basically, this is what Eminem sounded like for like the past 20 years, anyway.
Yeah.
Eminem had a really good output in the late 90s and the early noughties. I don't think it was so fantastic. I don't think he really had a full good album. But comparingly, like, yeah, there were some songs in there that are all timers. That everything that he's done since then is commercial bullshit.
Yeah.
Songs to get murdered by or something.
Oh god.
Music to murder. Yeah, something.
Yeah,
One of my best friends was really into Eminem.
of course.
I see someone says this answered the question: what if Snoop Dogg was the garbage and uncool? Well, I think this is more what if Snoop Dogg was uncool.
Music to be murdered by.
There we go. Let's move on and talk about the other side of this coin, and let's just talk about Britney. The original idol, as far as I'm concerned. I fucking grew up with Britney Spears. I was a fucking Britney stan as a little child, and here we are finally years later.
Britney alone.
I couldn't call this night and day because I don't really like this album either.
Yeah.
But it kind of is night and day just by the fact that at least this is a competent album. Britney's probably got... If Britney did Playing with Fire, she would have more right to do it. Let's just
Yes.
get that straight. It's hard to hate Toxic as a song. I don't particularly go out of my way to listen to it, but I could at least understand in a pop sphere, especially with fucking everything else, that does at least stand out in a better way.
Yes, it's one of her best songs.
Yeah.
But a lot of this album really just comes and goes.
Yeah.
What I appreciate is that every song is different. It seems to take from a different culture. And, you know, in some ways that's not very great because it's the early 2000s, and so there's some appropriation in there, but, you know.
So if there's any true pop girl, which I will probably never die on a hill of or anything, it's probably Madonna. So I'm never gonna see me celebrating a Madonna feature.
I mean, Me Against the
Mostly
Music
because
is
well, does Madonna really actually bring anything to this album?
I mean, she calls Britney sexy, and they made out in that one live performance.
Yeah, I mean that's bringing something to the personality or the pop culture, but to the actual album, no, not really.
I mean,
And I'll tell you why. I would consider myself to be a very sex positive man or a very perverted man, however you want to look at it. Kinky, I think, is the positive word we use for it.
sure.
I don't think I've ever gone out of my way to
man,
look for the Madonna Britney Spears kiss. I know that was a huge big thing back in the day, but just never in my life did I ever think, yeah, that's something I'm going to care about.
Yeah, I mean,
Man, I think it's probably just because I hate Madonna.
and again, that's part of the culture of just like hyper fixating on everything that celebrities do, whether it's, you know, Timberlake exposing Janet Jackson's boob at the Super Bowl or this.
Yeah. Can we cover Justin Timberlake just so I can shit on him as well?
I mean, Kevin Federline did shout out the exposure in the fucking album, and that's fucking crazy.
We have covered Justin Timberlake,
Technically.
and you, I think you liked it, Ritz.
Oh no, I just want to shit on him as a person.
But Me Against the Music is a very important track. You know, this is the fucking framework for Dance by Justice. You know that, right?
I did not.
No, but cool. Justice found something in it, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Music is subjective in that way.
I mean, it's interesting. Interesting idea of like taking these songs and like what was in the pop culture at the time and making fucking Cross out of it is an amazing feat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Cross is I mean, yeah, it's a fantastic album. Let's not mince words about that. I'd care more about Cross than I do about this, though.
Sure.
Like, cool, yeah, cool. They found something out of it, but like,
You
a
can
lot of this. I mean, the features on this are probably the worst part of the album, to be honest. Like that the Yin Yang Twins. What the fuck were they doing there?
We're gonna go get crunk with Britney.
I feel like the best way to describe what you're getting at, Ritz, is that it's if I were to like record a video of me shitting on Mein Kampf, it's all right to love the video of me shitting on Mein Kampf, like physically, and but not love Mein Kampf.
Trix, I'm gonna ask you this question. I hope you answer it honestly. Is there a certain account on a certain site that you've been uploading to that you haven't told us about? That one seemed a little specific. No, it wouldn't be Twitter.
No,
On Twitter, Elon would ban you for shitting on Mein Kampf.
Blue Sky?
Yeah, that would be more realistic.
I'm not posting on any social media.
I don't know. That just seemed like there was a recording of you doing that somewhere. It seemed very specific. The only other thing I could compare it to was that old tweet of somebody saying reading Mein Kampf from the book, but shaking my head on every page so people know I disagree.
The drill tweet. Correction. You do not, under any circumstances, have to hand it to Al Qaeda.
Ritz, you misunderstand. They're merely shitting their pants and calling it Mein Kampf.
I'm physically shitting.
Okay.
But anyway, I got that.
But you do have to hand it to Al Qaeda.
I got that boom boom. Was at least a proto LMFAO track in a way.
What do you mean, at least?
I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to say words to move on here. To talk about the album.
What? Do we celebrate the proto-nuclear bomb?
I did laugh out loud when the fucking banjo started playing.
Do you go to Japan and go, yeah, you gotta hand it to this guy? You know, it's the proto Hiroshima. Fuck off. Don't give me proto LMFAO like it's a favor.
I think she has a lot of fun in this album, and I really appreciate that. You know, when she said this one's for all my Southern boys, I felt that.
Look, I don't put this album in my worst albums list or anything like that. I put it realistically kind of far from it. I think the first two tracks are probably the worst tracks off here. And then the rest, I think, is just... I mean, Toxic, I would say, probably goes into the good portion. And everything else goes into the... okay, yeah. Which, that itself makes it so much better than Kevin Federline.
Yes.
Let's yeah, that's straight. But... You can't say fucking proto LMFAO and then expect me to go like, oh,
yeah,
fucking idiot. Look what you're making me do. You're making me cry.
You know, I would say something nice about Outrageous, but it is an R. Kelly song.
You gotta hand it to R. Kelly.
No, actually, the one thing about Outrageous is that it kind of sounds like they were influenced by System of a Down.
I can kind of hear it.
You know what? I think I'm done thinking about Britney and Kevin. I'm happy for Britney finally getting a lot more independence these days. But to act like I really was always on this side, or to have really ever really cared, would be probably the biggest lie I could do. This is not a sphere of music that I would ever see myself in coming back to. So that's probably why it's good to do it on the podcast. So we can get onto it. But at a certain point in your life, you just, I mean, the first song that I would have ever had you guys listen to from my pick was literally having a go at celebrity worship and in the most satirical way possible. And that's a stance that I feel like I still hold dearly, in which all of this is really fucking dumb.
Sure.
Mhm.
I cannot deny you that.
Favorite is toxic. Least favorite is I got that boom boom. I didn't say a favorite or least favorite of the Kevin Federline, but I think it should be pretty fucking obvious.
Nothing is salvageable on the Kevin Federline album.
Nah, nothing.
Oh,
Straight up zero.
fucking-
Big fat fucking zero.
When you got Fed in your name, you know, shitty.
Yep.
My favorites on In the Zone are Toxic and Breathe on Me. My least favorite is is it Touch of My Hand Through Every Time, when it kind of just becomes a regular album. And you get the Disney song, you get the ballad. It's like, I don't care. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Trix?
No, this was a real blunder for me. Early 2000s pop has always been like a blind spot for me because I never listened to it as a kid. So like this is a blunder for me. I guess I've heard Toxic the most, so it's my favorite.
Yeah, this is the album I did not listen to as a kid. Like this is where I got off the train. Now here I am getting on the train for this, and yeah, she grew up. You know, that's kind of what this album says, is that she wanted to be more adult. She tried to make songs that were more adult, and some of them were successful and okay, and most of them were kind of
Yeah.
Well, all right. I know what Trix wants to end this with. So should we go into my pick?
Sure.
All right. My wife's an angel. Keep honking. I'm about to fucking kill myself. Oh yeah. Of course this guy had to cut us off just to get to the. Hold on, Dominic. Oh yeah. Of course this guy had to cut us off just to get to the red light sooner. Real important day for the big man over here. Sorry I didn't realize I was driving behind the most important guy in Philadelphia. Everyone drives in the city like they're going to fucking die if they aren't moving ahead as many inches as possible at all times. Shit's gotten worse since COVID too. It's like everyone decided we have nothing to live for anymore. Weak ass brains couldn't take a couple months of lockdown. Pathetic. Doesn't everyone realize how many people have guns in this fucking city? And half of them are just begging for an excuse to whip them out. So many people are literally just looking at their phones when they drive down the fucking street. Can't hide your shame from the truck drivers. We see it all up here. The self-absorption makes me sick. How are you going to live in a society ruled by genocidal pedophiles and be in such a rush? What can anybody possibly have to do that matters so much? I can tell you what they're not doing. They're definitely not on their way to shoot any of those pedophiles, and everyone's so quick to start honking. Like this arsehole. It's like they've never seen someone walk across the street before. Hey, dickhead, I'm trying not to kill some pedestrians, okay? Sorry I don't value your time more than their lives. Now I'm just going to drive slow out of spite. And again with the honking, like he's the only one who has somewhere to go. Yeah, that's what you get. People are soft as shit and think everyone else is as pathetic as they are. They don't expect anyone to actually be real about anything. I've been looking for an excuse to make things real. Keep testing me. Hey, keep honking, arsehole. Keep it up. You don't think I'll do it? Do you? Do you, honking ass bitch? Boom.
Amazing. Unfortunately, now we're far away from the joke I was trying to make.
Sorry, I was in the zone.
I was gonna say my wife's an angel. Keep honking about to fucking kill myself. Both things Kevin Federline's probably said.
Yeah.
True. Absolutely true.
Yeah.
This is a nice little post-punk album, which I picked purely for the Bandcamp description that I just did word for word.
Yes.
I think it's fucking beautiful. And I think it's a pretty cool album as well.
I didn't love this. This was
really
very
you don't like an album where that has a chorus of drink booze so life doesn't suck?
It was more just like the total like this is like harsh. This is like atonal.
That's fair, yeah. This is when we think of post-punk, this is what I think the modern post-punk sound to be, probably toned up. Not to 11, but to like.
And I'm not a fan of that modern post. I prefer like 80s post punk.
That's fucking fair.
I like modern post punk. This was definitely harder for me to get into. I'm not even sure I love it. I appreciate it. I like it. I particularly love Marvin. That song's fucking great.
I straight up do.
Marvin, get his fat ass on the phone, tell him to get in his truck, bring me some blow.
Yeah, it definitely is a lot harsher. It's got a bit of noise rock elements happening into this as well. I'd definitely say more noise rock more than like a shoegaze or anything on this, but it is got that kind of gaze happening with it. They describe it as noise punk and sludge,
Yes.
Which I think also helps to make the sound kind of a bit more. I want to say unique, but it's not like this isn't a sound that anyone's tried to touch before. I just think they're doing it well. I think the consistency of it, you might get a bit of that consistent to a fault, I will admit, happens on this album where it can turn into a little bit of a blender. That being said, I'm not going to call it a blender for my favorites here. And it also does mean that actually diving into some of the lyrics into here do get a bit drowned out, which it sucks because there are some really fucking good lyrics off this album.
Imagine a river.
I mean, American Dream, I think, has some of the best kind of sarcastic lyrics of the whole album as well.
Very true.
Yeah, which has the kind of news. I don't know. I don't think it's a news segment. I think it's something else. Obviously, yeah,
or
talking about the whole
politician or something. Yeah,
yeah, talking about the whole Palestine situation, but from memory, like it's like a pro-Israel stance on it.
Oh,
which is done in a very like sarcastic way.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. It's been a bit, but it's it's not the first song called American Dream. It's not the first song to be sarcastic about it, but it's a good song. I think it does highlight it, having that kind of existential dread about everything, but saying it so casually. I think it says a lot more than any other way of doing it.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot kind of packed in there in the lyrics.
Hmm.
They're portrayed in such an abstract, kind of out there way that you really have to kind of dig in to listen to it. But that's kind of what they want you to do,
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to really think about it when they say you should sue your boss, smoke weed, and rental.
I watched my manager walk to his car with a gigantic pitcher of beer.
Well, we know the fun that they're having.
Yes.
Yeah. This won't go down as like the greatest moment of the year or anything like that, but I do think this goes down as a great listen from the year.
The Bandcamp exclusive track was rather interesting as well.
I didn't actually listen to it.
The Casino, I don't really remember it right now, but I do remember it being one of the more interesting highlights, just because it was like a little bit different. It was a little more of a remix, so it was kind of, if upbeat's the right word, but sounded a little bit different.
Yeah, I'll have to go listen to it in my own time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably haven't got as much to talk about this one as the whole Britney Kevin one, but that's because no one knows who My Wife's an Angel is. And let's keep it that way because I just like the music. I don't want to hear who they're marrying. I don't want to see their spouses do a fucking rap album.
But I do want to know if Marvin is real and what's his deal.
I think we all know a couple. At least I know a couple Marvin.
I wonder if anyone's going to try to dial the phone number and see if they can get him.
Not it.
Not doing it. Fuck
that. Favorites for me, as I was shouting out American Dream, I'm gonna have to shout out American Dream. Least favorite might be something towards the start, like Bowser's.
Yeah, my least favorite's probably something like Little Bug or Gas Chile, which I'm now realizing relates to the part where he says, "Say God's child." You heard me. Say God's child right now. So yeah, that makes sense. But my favorite's Marvin and Imagine a River.
I didn't like this hostile blender for me.
Hostilities all over the place with this.
Yeah.
Now, I should say, where I come from, the gay bar that I go to, Belly Up has a very different meaning. Belly Up is actually an event that is held monthly, dedicated to typically men, but accepting of all types, with big prominent bellies that are exposed and idolized and probably jacked off to. So when you say live for Belly Up, it means something very different to me.
All right. This was just I just wanted something familiar. This was just background noise to me. I mean, we've talked about Shakey Graves so many times, but he's always just a joy to listen to every time.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I was kind of getting tired of it this time, I'll be honest. Then I listened a couple more times and I was kind of like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah. Well, we are going to have to cover Shakey Graves again at some point. He just released an album.
I know.
Hi, Raven.
Hi, Raven.
Raven's coming for a little cuddle.
Oh, Raven. Do you have
Hell
anything to say
yeah.
about Shakey Graves?
She doesn't talk much.
She'll
He
learn.
loves it.
Maybe. There's no indication that she's against Shakey Graves. I mean, I've always said that I found the live performances to be a lot more engaging than the actual studio albums, and consistently that's held true.
Yeah, at this point, you're kind of just listening to hear the stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
You are. This did not play well in the kitchen, but like I would just catch chords at like in between like giant flashes of fire, and it was like, okay, yeah.
I like Chinatown. I'm glad to hear Chinatown get played live. Like the bit about
Kind
the
of sounds good.
like the bit about the shakers.
Yeah.
You go to a show, don't bring your own percussion.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is just a comfy blanket for me.
Is there anything here that we've not heard before?
I don't think so.
I wonder how he chooses, like which songs get added to the playlist. If he keeps changing it up, or is it like the ones everyone knows kind of thing? There's so many songs he's written.
Yeah.
Play it again, Sam.
I'm sure he he has to play Roll the Bones every show. I'm sure.
Everyone
But
loves that song.
I'm sure he like pulls like 5 or 6 out of a hat. Like, oh yeah, let's pull some of these older ones. I'd love to see a modern cover of or a modern version of Halloween.
I'd love to see him do "Pay the Road." I think that'd be a fun one to see live.
Ooh, yeah. At some point, we got to talk about the like 8 stone tablets or whatever the fuck it is.
We can talk about a lot of
Which is
Shakey
like
Graves. There's so much Shakey Graves out there.
there's so much Shakey Graves we got to cover, and it's awesome. But we keep covering the live stuff because the live stuff is just a warm hug.
And you know we can sustain ourselves for the next 15 years on Shakey Graves alone. But we
can.
We gotta keep it buried. We gotta keep it bouncy. Otherwise, we'll just fucking run
Yes,
into the ground.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, so, yeah.
I do love the tradition of, for my birthday, torturing Ritz on his birthday.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Ritz,
Didn't have enough of that already.
Ritz, that means you gotta find something to torture them back.
I mean, you did with this week with my wife's an angel.
And if that's torture, maybe I just don't like you.
Fair.
I don't know what else to tell you there. I apologize.
That's all right. It was possible to me, but I've had a very long couple of weeks.
Our last minisode was a fun time, though. That was something that
It was.
some of the
Good times.
Which last minisode will tie into my pick for next week.
Ooh, hell yeah! I will say some of the stuff we listened to in that minisode may be worse than Kevin Federline.
Oh yeah.
So you know, it's good to know what the boundaries are. It's good to know what our boundaries are.
Yes.
When you're listening to biology, it doesn't have a good sound.
No.
Raven, you're a hungry little girl.
Shall we get to rankings?
Well, what's your favorite, least favorite, Trix?
I this is blender for me, but like a cheese sandwich rather.
Yeah, it's a nice cheese sandwich. I like the stories are my most favorite. My least favorite's the part where he doesn't play or say anything.
Yeah.
Ritz.
It's an almost 2-hour show.
I couldn't really give you a least favorite of this one. It's not because it's a blender. It's just, look, I think consistently it's a good live performance.
Yes.
It doesn't really
Yeah.
bring anything new.
He's a bucket list show for me.
And look, I would probably see him if he comes back down to Australia. Let's be real. But yeah, I mean, I don't really think there's much more to say about it.
Yeah. We've talked so much about Shakey Graves. We've talked about all of these songs before. It's just it's good to have him back sometimes.
All right, ranking. This is gonna be weird.
Yeah.
I'll go first. I think I will put Kevin Federline at the bottom. Surprise, surprise. After that, Britney. After that, My Wife's an Angel. After that is Shakey Graves. However, for including everything, above that is La POEXE, La Poisse, whatever. And all that is Angine de
Okay.
Poitrine. So technically, Angine de Poitrine wins or Shakey Graves. Either way, Trix wins.
Okay.
I can go. You want to go next, Trix, or do you want me?
You can go. I'm gonna look here.
I'm just doing albums because Live at Belly Up is just a live set. And by albums, it's Kevin Federline way at the bottom. Then it's Britney Spears. Oh no, I'd put the Dead Butterflies single, and then I'd put My Wife's an Angel. If you
Right.
wanted me to say where I'd put Live at Belly Up, it's probably around the same as My Wife's an Angel. I probably got the same amount of enjoyment from both.
I agree with you,
Okay.
Butterfly's placement as well.
I'll throw Kevin Federline at the bottom. And then I'll go keep honking. I'm about to fucking kill myself. Then I'm going to go Britney Spears in the zone. Then Thorns, and then Shakey Graves up top.
Hell yeah. All right.
Raven, did you want a little cuddle? I think you're getting a little cuddle. The cat's now sleeping on me.
This week, this episode, we're finally done with it. I am so happy to move on musically from this. And
So
I will
am
go
I.
first.
Go ahead.
We're doing Cross. Justice, Cross. We're gonna fucking do it because it's influenced so much by In the Zone. It's weird. But we've had some weeks and not as many 2026 albums and EPs and things. So I'm also including a 2026 EP. Why not keep it a little bit Christian? It's U2's Days of Ash EP.
Oh
Okay.
god. Oh god.
I'll go next. On our little mini-sode there, Dominic and I discovered Indonesian surf rock that is apparently quite popular. And I'm going to be covering their album from 2021. That's right, we're talking about the Panturas. And then this is something I stumbled onto that sounds fascinating. It is, let me pull up the track title. It is 10 Ragas to a Disco Beat by Charanjit Singe. I'm horrible with reading right now, but it is 10 Ragas to a Disco Beat.
Okay.
And Ombak Banyu Asmara by the Panturas.
Hell yeah. I did really like that
So
Ventura's album. I
This is
bought them
another
every year.
Around the World.
Yes.
so I currently can't post mine because I can't reach my keyboard. Raven has decided that my lap is the perfect place to sleep. And as you can possibly tell, my heart has melted so much. I don't want to move it. I just want to pet her.
That was so fair, dog.
She's Raven, I love you so much. So I said a while back that I was gonna pick it when it came out, and it's been out for a bit. We just haven't really done any episodes. So I'm gonna pick Disc 2 by Blue Diner and get back into the kind of Oz emo world. Raven has just jumped off and broken my heart, so that sucks. But it means I can post stuff. But it's a short album, and by having all this time, we've had a little bit of a fun kind of what the hell was happening until we all realized we fell for the bit. And part of me was kind of mad that I fell for the bit, but then I listened and I went, "Nah, Doug, I love you too much." So we're going to be doing Captain Jazz as the product as well.
Okay.
There's 2 come back down here? It's interesting.
I have done the track, not the album, when I put it in the chapter. Sometimes I post wrong things in our Discord. That's it. That's all I'm going to pick for.
No,
for
there's
this
2
week.
tracks called Come Back Down here. That's weird.
Oh, you own the product. It's
Yeah.
Come Back Down Here and Corn Back Down Here.
Oh my god, it is. I wasn't even paying attention.
You fell for another bit.
Very much so. It's 3:30 in the
Peanut
morning.
butter world.
Blame me.
Yay.
But yes. So, to recap, Justice, Cross, U2, Days of Ash, The Penturas, Ombak Banyu Asmara, 10 Ragas to a Disco Beat by Shanrajit Singh, and other people, apparently it's a various artists kind of thing. The Product by Captain Jazz, and Disc 2 by Blue Diner. That ends this episode of Dissonant Waves and this little era of pushbacks and delays and mini-shows and interviews until the next interview.
Until next week.
Yes.
Yes.
I was saying until next week is a joke, by the way. But maybe, just maybe, we'll have an interview with the artist that we've all been wanting to, Dominic's mum.
Oh.
I mean,
Got him!
Well, it won't be next week. That interview will probably be like 2 weeks out, technically.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, my name is Dominic. Catch me editing this podcast and on Blue Sky at DACICI.bsky.social.
I have been Riddle, and you can even catch me cuddling Raven or sending a flaming bag of poop outside Kevin Federline's house.
I have been Trix, and you can catch me rooting around in the trash outside Dominic's apartment.
Ritz, put your middle fingers up if you really don't give a fuck.
Uh,
And with that, that'll be us. Good night, everybody. Sleep tight.
Night.